Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all of the new releases from Games Workshop and Forge World. As always, I'd like to say a warm welcome to all of you new subscribers over the past week. Everybody that supports the channel via the memberships, Patreon, the super chats, and all of my moderators. Thank you so much for all of your support. It does mean a huge amount. Let's grav lift over to the Warhammer community website right here, where we get this big thumbnail that says the Imperium is driven by hate. Great, but Warhammer is not. So let's go down here and we'll go back about a week ago, which is the 13th of November. So 13th of November, Saturday, you could pre-order the Black Templars last weekend. I'll just do quite a quick summary because I'm aware that I cover these in the second part of the videos. But yeah, you could pre-order the Black Templars. You've got the Combat Patrol there. You've got the High Marshal Helbrecht. You've got Grimaldis. You've got the Chaplain Grimaldis. The awesome looking Castellan, which is the Black Templars equivalent of a lieutenant. And then the Sword Brothers. The upgrade kit, the Emperor's Champion available separately, and the Marshal, which is like the Black Templars captain, available separate, along with the Crusader squad and the Codex in both flavours, standard and limited. Some data cards, some dice, and then this Chaplain that has been around for, I think, 2012, but I reviewed him in 2014. So yeah, if you just type in like Space Marine Command Squad review, he came in with a Space Marine Command Squad and a Razorback tank, and then White Dwarf. So that was last week's pre-orders. We went through those last weekend on the Saturday. And an interesting note to make is that although they were pre-orders from last week Saturday, they're not going to be released until the 27th of November. So we've got another week to wait. I'm not sure why they did a 2-week release schedule on these, because I'm so used to having models pre-ordered and then receiving them the next week. But yeah, it's an odd one because I don't think that they've been out of stock throughout this whole week. So yeah, seems a bit odd that they did that. Anyway, the next day we had a pre-order preview on the Sunday. We always get this on Sundays, and we'll get one next week. Kind of hoping it's either the Dragons or the Battle Forces. But yeah, on the preview, you've got this Holger Clovenhorn. I will be picking her up. You'll be pleased to know a couple of people have asked me whether I will for the Slaves to Darkness army. Not sure when I'm going to get the review out for her, though. I might have her as an additional video during Titan month, or one of those final days of November. We'll see. And also there were a few Middle Earth miniatures to pick up that haven't been around for quite a few years. They are showing their age a bit now as well. I don't know which are metal and which are fine cast. We'll have a look in a moment. But also for Necromunda from Forge World, we have this Vansar Arachni Rig. Looks like you can change the weapons on it. And the full frontal torso. So you've got a few options there. You've got the Vansar Champion in Carapace armour with Cyber Arachnids. Yeah, I mean, if spiders weren't scary enough, you've now got the cyber versions of them. And then the Champions in mesh and flak armour. They just look like something out of Infinity more than Warhammer 40k. And then for Warhammer Plus, during this week, we had Lawmasters Be'lakor, Silver Armour, and some more White Dwarf in the Vault, as well as a new episode, episode 8, Angels of Death Rise. The very next day, there was a deluge of new articles, everything from Armies on Parade 2021 to the Sons of Horus new Praetor. I have mentioned this a couple of times that Sons of Horus were missing Praetors. They've since released the Praetor with the Volkite pistol, and now they are about to release this Praetor in Cataphracti Terminator armour. Looks pretty good. Plenty of detail there. I'm very tempted. We'll see. We'll see if we can stretch to that. And on the same day, there were more Forge World goodies that were announced in the form of. I wasn't sure whether they were going to release them, but then again, you know, the Thermal Lance is good, the Pelverin autocannons are good, and they do feature in quite a few of the Horus Heresy books too, like, you know, as like little scout knights, very fast recon units that will spot enemy titans or flush out some of the smaller war constructs. But yeah, this is how small they are next to a warlord. I think that's quite a cool comparison. It doesn't stay on there for very long though. I wish it did. Then you've got the Armatures as well, and this is the beauty about them making it from Forge World, is that they can have both sets. I still would have liked them to have made both of these kits in plastic. Price wise, I mean, I want to be quite fair and say £30 because they are pretty small, but we'll see. You've got some rules as well for them, and yeah, this is how they measure up next to the Knights. The Knights were pretty small and cute already, but now you've got these little Armatures. Fantastic. Looking forward to them. I'll try and pick them up for everyone. And then there was a look at the Festive guide right here. It looks like quite a decent Festive guide, you know, compared to the previous ones. There's a lot to do in it, and it's free. You've got a 12-page gift guide, and then you've got this how to paint the red gobbo. And look, they've put the baubles onto the bouncer squigs. You do get a bauble. It's odd because on Games Workshop Web Store they don't show it with a bauble, but it does come with one, and I'll mention that in the review next week. They give you a game to play. I think, like, don't really show it here, do they? But there's a game to play where you can race them. So you can race all of your miniatures in the Great Squig Race. There's also the schedule and what's going on at your Warhammer store, and how to paint your red gobbo as well. The Festive guide is available now in stores everywhere. Then we had the Rumour Engine the day after on the 16th. Kind of looks a little bit like Necron to me, but especially that area. But we'll see. I'll probably say 40k if anything. You had an article about the Genestealer cult on Terra, the death knell of the Imperium. You've got Dungeon Bowl, lets you choose a college of magic and build a team unlike any other. Metawatch, Orruk War Clans and Stormcast Eternals. You've got the Lore Masters focusing on Be'lakor. Become a Lord Arcanum and wield the power of the Storm in this new VR game. How does a humble grot become a revolutionary hero? So there's a look at the Gobbo's Revenge novella by Mike Brooks. Article about Warcry. How to channel the power of the Emperor with your Sisters of Battle. And then we had the announcement of the battle forces. It wasn't that long ago that not only did people and other YouTubers, which is quite embarrassing, say that there were going to be no battle forces. They not only declared that there would be no battle forces, they also made videos which were wrong. There are battle forces, and it gives you a time to step back and understand that these YouTubers do this for a living. They are only interested in the bank, in the money that they get, because their lives depend on it and their families' lives depend on it. And they will make a video about something that they have no information about. Not only will they do that, they'll make another video later on to say, oh, they are returning. So just put that in perspective, because some of them do have a huge viewer and subscriber base, and that fake news will have disappointed a number of people. I took the news as a pinch of salt. I heard it through the grapevine. I thought it was just ludicrous that Games Workshop would miss out on a chance to make a lot more money, and I didn't believe it. And it's a good job I didn't, because they're here, everyone. You should always take what you read and what you view on the internet with a pinch of salt. Always question it, always verify it, and don't get too emotionally involved as well. My best advice. But here they are. I never gave up hope like others have done. And you've got 4 Warhammer Age of Sigmar battle forces. They all look pretty good. I'll be releasing my own separate video on these, most likely tomorrow, about them. You've got the Battle Force Soulblight Gravelords Revenant Legion, the Head of Knights of Slaanesh, the Battle Force Lumineth Realm Lords, and the Battle Force Ossiarch Bone Reapers. Yeah, I like all of those. You know, the Gravelords one has a lot of models in there. So does the Slaanesh. The Lumineth is a bit short on the models, but no doubt it'll probably give you a saving. And the Ossiarch Bone Reapers gives you a very decent basis of an army. And then you've got the Maggotkin of Nurgle, which is a shame because it's replacing one of the best start collecting sets that Games Workshop make. What Games Workshop have done, in my opinion, is a mistake. They have tried to overlap the fantastic popular start collecting sets with these £85 boxes, which I think probably give you less value overall. But anyway, that's what they're giving for Nurgle. Shame that they don't have a battle force for them, but yeah. You had an article on the same day for Middle-earth building a Rohan stronghold. This is quite interesting. I like the backdrop as well. These are the shelters, and you've got the heroes. Then with the announcement of the Warhammer Age of Sigmar battle forces, some people then thought that the 40k ones weren't going to be around this year. So quick to jump to conclusions, and yeah, it's a shame because they are. You know, why wouldn't they be? You've now got 6 Warhammer 40,000 battle forces, and all of them again look pretty juicy. So then you've got the Space Marine Shieldbreaker Strike Force with a very nice selection of Primaris Space Marines. I would have preferred, instead of like 5, if you took out 5 Assault Intercessors and 5 normal Intercessors, or even the full 10, and put a Gladiator tank in there, that would be, yeah, incredible. More on these battle forces in the separate video coming out very soon. You've got the Adeptus Sororitas battle force. It's a pretty decent one. The Admech one, I think, is the best, and I'll tell you the reasons in the video. You've got the Death Guard battle force. Extremely tempted with that one. The Necron one, it's all right, and the Orc one is just awful. So they're the battle forces. Great that they've announced them and that they are coming. So save your pennies up. Please do, as ever, use the channel's Element Games affiliate link down in the description below, and at the checkout as well. If you use the crystal code, you'll earn yourself double the crystals. So whatever crystals you're going to get for one of these battle forces, you're going to be getting double just by putting the channel's code in there, and that way you're helping the channel out, and it allows me to cover as many Games Workshop products as I possibly can, which does help a lot of people. So an article looking at the new Forge World miniatures, the Vansar Arachni Rig, and the champion, as well as the champions in flesh and in mesh and flak armor. We'll have a look at those in a moment because they were the pre-orders from yesterday. Imperium is driven by hate. Warhammer is not. Yeah, it's an odd article. They're trying to sort of push this message about what they believe in, this shared by values of mutual kindness and respect. And what they've gone on to say is, if you're wearing symbols of real world hate groups, you'll be asked to leave, which is fair enough. Then they advertise a Warhammer US Open has begun. You get a look at some sensational paint jobs, and then dragons. A little article about dragons. We all want to get one of these awesome looking dragons, don't we? I want the orange one. I think it's orange. And you've got these smaller ones too. Look at them. They look so cool, don't they? Fantastic. They are very exciting to play with. Okay. The disruption to global shipping, the Stormbreak Guard are being released later than originally planned. So it just says that they're going to be released later. So I don't know whether they're going to come in December then, because it doesn't say specifically. So that's all the news from Games Workshop this past week. A fair chunky bit of news. The biggest news, of course, was the Battle Forces, the Horus Praetor, and the Adeptus Titanicus Armature Knights. So let's go on over to Forge World and have a look at these new pre-orders for Necromunda. So here we are on Forge World's web store, where they're showcasing these Vansar reinforcements. Nice banner there. It's a bit odd that they are up there and not like down here somewhere. It's sort of a bit, to one side, and they do blend in with this colour scheme, I have to say. And then that's it. So if we go on to new, and we click pre-orders, it's just the 3. So these are the Vansar champions in mesh and flak armor, £21. Not too bad, considering we've now got, well, do I have to say it, the plastic miniature today. I know it's commemorative series, but that's £21 for a single plastic miniature, 1 sprue, and yeah, that's 1 model. And this you're getting 2 resin models. So yeah, you can take the view that Games Workshop is now more costly than Forge World in a lot of their new releases, because Clovenhorn isn't really much bigger than these 2. You've got 17 components as well. I think they're reasonably priced for 2 resin models with 20 pieces. Then you've got the champion in Carapace armor with Cyber Arachnids. Again, some lovely looking miniatures here. Could you use them in some kind of like Chaos, Cult, Dark Mechanicum kind of thing? Yeah, I think you could. I'm not sure what you'd do with this Vansar though, but I like the base. It's very cool. Anyway, £26 for them, and they consist of 36 components. Quite a lot of components, really, for them. And then you've got the Vansar Arachni Rig. This seems very cheap compared to Argyle Tal, which is like a £42 blister. And this one does have options. I think you've got the ranged weaponry at the top, or the claws, or 1 claw at the bottom. It is a bit odd, like its pose, because it kind of looks like that's a leg and that's a leg, instead of these 2 are its legs. Yeah, it is odd. I guess this arm is sort of helping it move along. There's it with its weapons, and there's the melee. So full melee and a different carapace for the £37. This is 20 components, and the rules for all these Vansar miniatures can be found in the House of Artifice. And that's it from Forge World, just those 3 Vansar releases. I'd like to think that we're going to get the little knights next week on Friday, along with the Praetor. That would be a beautiful end to the year, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe the beautiful end to the year is Santa Khan. We'll see. And now we will move over to the Games Workshop web store, which is right here. They've got a title. If we just refresh that, probably we'll get, there she is, Holger Clovenhorn, and a Christmas pudding with a stick of candy dynamite in there. Don't know why. It says act fast. Fast for Games Workshop is 8 days. So you've got to get in there within the next 8 days. It's made to order. You don't have to rush and buy her now. She'll be around for those 8 days, and she may take up to 120 days, but my experience with these made to order miniatures is they come within a few days before the actual, I say, release. Yeah, they ship them out quite quickly. And then you've got this mess below again. I think that's the only title today, so this weekend, along with the Lord of the Rings that we saw down the bottom left. But if we go to high to low, and we go view all, you've got all the Black Templars kind of bundles. They're all sold out. The only reason they're sold out is because one of these items in the bundle is sold out, and it's usually the art print. As a Black Templars collector and player, I know that you would not lose faith, and you would understand that you can quite possibly pick up these miniatures separately somewhere on this website. Yeah, you've got the White Council, which were up last weekend, and the Combat Patrol. All of these Black Templars were. They're still saying pre-order because they don't get released until next weekend. There was a 2-week pre-order schedule for them, which is odd, but there we go. This is the new miniature for today, though. I found her. Warhammer Commemorative Series, Holger Clovenhorn, £21. If she was resin, then that would almost be justified, but plastic, yeah, plastic miniature with 5 parts is... yeah, it's so expensive. I can't even begin. One of the main reasons why she's so expensive is she's a made-to-order miniature, so she's not going to be around forever, and she's in this box. I really wish that they'd start bringing out some of these commemorative series in blister packs, because that would have probably reduced the cost down to about £16 or £17. But yeah, it's a shame that she's so expensive. You know, she's not a Primaris Lieutenant or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, the shield on the back is fantastic. She certainly looks a bit more intimidating than a Sisters of Battle Dog Martyr, that's for sure. But yeah, 5 plastic miniatures. She's easy to build, I think, as well. I don't know. I like the miniature, but I'm not a big fan of that £21 price point. Moving down, you've got more of the Black Templars pre-orders. The Chaplain, which I said at the start of this video, was knocking around over 7 years ago, but still looks cool. Urdesh, I think Urdesh was a 2-week pre-order window too. Now, you've got some of these Lord of the Rings miniatures. They all say add to cart because they are made to order. They are delivered in 30 days. So you've got the Elf Captains, you've got the Twilight Ringwraiths, Kardush, the Fire Caller, and Thranduil, the Elven King. And the data cards are out of stock. So the only real pre-order this weekend, other than the Lord of the Rings made to order miniatures, is Holger Clovenhorn. So it is the calm before the storm, with the battle forces, potentially the dragons, and the Custodes box set. And that's it for my news and pre-order video for today. What do you guys think? It's high on news content but low on substance in the form of miniatures. I think the Battle Forces will more than make up for it. So please do check out my Battle Force breakdown video tomorrow, where I'll be going through each individual Battle Force and going through the total price of each one. So stay tuned to the channel for that. What do you guys think of the pre-orders and news this week? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.